The Stylark Hope dress is one of Stylark's most popular patterns. When I first saw it, about 9 months ago, I bought it immediately. But I didn't make it until a couple of months ago when I made a summer version. And I thought to myself, would this pattern work for a winter version? And so I looked around and I saw a few different ones that kind of looked like they were made from more wintry material. So I thought I'd go for it. Let me tell you how it turned out. Hi, I'm Caroline. Welcome to Sweet Pea Sewing. As I said a couple of months ago, I made a summerish version, late summer, but I really wanted to make the hope dress. So I picked out this beautiful cotton poplin fabric and I thought I'm going to make the hope dress. Now let me tell you, this is by far one of Stylark's easiest patterns to make. If you're intimidated by Stylark, you should start with this pattern. It really is very simple. Now I did bias binding instead of facing around the neck, so that makes it much easier. And I also didn't do a keyhole, which I think is one of my favorite fast tricks, but I didn't need it, and I don't think most people would. They wouldn't need the split back and the keyhole, which is a button on the back. And it worked out beautifully, and I think it looks really nice on. The only thing I would say about it is I feel it's got a bit too much volume. So I sized down to a 14 for my winter version. And I'll show you how that worked out. Let me tell you about what I'm currently wearing. This is Love Notion's Lyric Peplum top, and I have a video on it because I had some problems with this beautiful linen rayon growing. The fabric, linen, I think, and rayon are both quite known for how they will grow. And this one is meant to have a button placket all the way down the front, but I ended up making it much shorter and doing a peplum all the way around, and I think it turned out really well. Love Notion's Lyric pattern. Actually love all their patterns. They're one of my favorite pattern companies along with Stylark. So let me show you my winter version. Here's my winter version in a beautiful plaid flannel. And size 14, again, I did the bias binding. This is just store-bought bias binding, but you can make your own binding, but I think it turned out quite well. So it really made it an easy sew. Again, I did the back on the fold rather than doing it in two pieces as the pattern instructs. And there is a sew along for the hope dress, which I followed in, which was great because the instructions are very minimal. Most Stylark ones are, but once you've done this dress a couple of times, you will be an expert at it. It really is a very simple dress. It's just raglan sleeves, you can see here and here, which are so flattering on most people. And then a gathered waist and the bishop sleeves, whatever you want to call them, with the gathering at the just below the elbow. And I'm really happy with how it has turned out. And it will definitely be one of my TNTs. It just is a perfect dress for all seasons of the year, depending on what you make it out of. So I hope you give it a try. I know from mentioning it previously that many viewers have made the hope dress. And I belong to the Style Arc Facebook group, and so many people on there have made it out of so many different fabrics that I don't think it matters. I think you could make it out of a very light fabric, and you could make it out of even, you know, maybe even heavier than this. I don't think I'd go heavier than this because I tend to run quite hot, but for the winter, I think this is perfect. And as you can see, I have styled it with some boots, and I think it just lends itself beautifully to this look. So let me know what your thoughts are. Now, some of you eagle-eyed viewers, or maybe most of you, will probably notice that my pattern matching isn't really very good. And you know, I did that on purpose. I looked at a lot of Hope dresses and I thought, I'm just not going to fret about it. I think with the raglan sleeves, it works. I really do. I think that it's fine. Down here, there's a tiny little bit of a, sort of a bit of a scoop almost, and with gathering, it's almost impossible to do pattern matching anyways. But I sort of did try and keep it a little bit uniform, but definitely here, I think it definitely falls down, but I don't mind. I love it the way it is, and I think it's great. I want to make one in a red plaid and a blue plaid that I have that's actually quite a bit of a bigger square, and I think it looks great. I love it, and really that's all that matters, right? I did want to edit in which dress you like the best color-wise on me, because I definitely have a preference. After filming it and looking at the two, I can really say which one I like. Now, both of them are incredibly comfortable. The summer version is lovely and flowy, and I can see that it will be so nice to wear in the summertime. And this one, this beautiful flannel, is lovely and warm. So I can see the advantages of wearing this through the winter as well. So they definitely will get a lot of use, and I will make more. But as far as the color of them goes, I've got a preference. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already, and most of all, please comment, because I love to read your comments and I love to respond to them. That interaction is probably one of the most meaningful parts of the whole sewing YouTube community for me. Take care, happy sewing, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.